Today is May 30th, 7-6 Roundtree. Just want to document some more of this water issue I'm having. It rained 2 days ago. This is the driveway holding water. Ryan Holmes connected my neighbor's drainage pipe to go under the ground, and they put a pop-up that never worked. So now the water is popping up, going down his drain, popping up, and creating this mess. They have refused to come out and fix the drainage issues on his side. However, they do have a French drain that's not connected to anything, and it's supposed to flow or make the water, I don't know what's going on, but it's still just a muddy mess. It's been 2 days. I've been dealing with this issue since I moved. They have now been refusing my phone calls. The side of my home is shifting, and they told me that I have to prove it by getting an engineer out to say that it's their fault. Even though they've called themselves fixing the issue. Hold on. This grate washed up to the other side of the yard 2 days ago. The water flows so hard from my neighbor's house. Where those trees are, there's water coming down from the back of the neighborhood through their yard, straight here. But they refuse to connect the drainage pipe to connect it to help the issue. When I purchased my home, where I'm standing was full of trees. They told me that my property went to this black tarp, which was up. They did not tell me that there was a retention pond. They claimed they didn't know anything about it, but if you look, there are rocks directing all the water from the upper part of the neighborhood to direct it down to that retention pond. About 2 years ago, there was a black liner that washed up into my yard. But all these rocks show that they knew. I'm sure when they put this little fence up, a barrier, they knew about this retention pond. And that's the standing water. So we're talking about snakes, we're talking about bugs. I don't know if you can see, but it overflows. It starts to overflow there, which is my yard, and it goes to the side of my yard. And since then, it made a groove, and they came out, instead of putting drains down, they put rocks down. Okay. More of my yard. I can't do anything where the trees are. That's just water. I can't get over there. Can't really do anything about it. But they did put rocks, excuse me. I don't know if you can see it. There's standing water that's coming from that retention pond that flows down to my yard. And their answer, mind you, when I purchased the home, all this was just graded. This is just mud in my yard. And all that water is flowing from all this area, from their yard. So I am expected to keep the weeds out of these rocks. Now all of that is my yard over there, but because the separation, because of the water, it looks like it's my neighbor's yard. You can see how hard the water flows. The the weeds are kind of pointing towards that way. I'm also having erosion all around. They came out and they covered my entire crawl space with black plastic, but you can see mud. It's full of mud, and the mud is flowing this way, and I'll go inside and show you where my house is separating on this side. There's salamanders under here. That cotton has mold on it. I'm not sure if I have a mold problem or not, but it's just constantly wet. Everything is falling because it's constantly wet. It's just damp under here. This mud, it's just wet. Everywhere it's just wet. And they call themselves hiding it by putting, so I couldn't see it, putting the plastic wrap up, and they have it up against the wall also. Just mud. This is my crawl space. This is the back of the house, well, the side of the house. The water flows from my neighbor's house. I'm able to keep grass. I keep putting soil, grass. It won't grow because of the excess water. They just told me when it rains to make sure I come keep these clean, the drains, which is impossible when it's raining. And also the second grate, I have to keep a brick on top of it, try to keep the water from washing it away. But if you can see, that's starting to separate from the land. So I'm just gonna have another issue like the other hole. This is inside. This wall is on the side where the water is. And I've tried to report this. The cabinets, the counters, the wall is shifting. Everything is separating. And they told me that I got to get an engineer to prove that it's shifting. This is the dining room area. It rained hard one day and the pictures fell. I think the wall shifted again a little bit on that at that time also.